Missing birth records can feel like having your identity erased. Imagine having figured out your process for your Portuguese passport, your grandparents' date of birth, and their marriage date, only to realize that the very document you need to move forward, that's the birth year that connects your family lineage before 1961, is actually fucking missing. Now, it's a common dilemma that can leave anyone pissed about what the do I do? Especially if I don't have the birth records for my parents or grandparents, along with two old supporting documents wherein the birth certificate of one of the parent or grandparent is non-negotiable to confirm the connection. Of course, some would argue that we can also use a Paraviagem or some other old Portuguese document before 1961. However, in essence, the process is stuck on finding a birth record that establishes your family ties to Portugal. By the way, to know the complete checklist of all documents you would require to register your parents' or grandparents' birth before liberation, you can click on the video link above. So imagine that you were told by a family member that one of your grandparents was registered in Goa, only to face another setback. Why? Because you visited the archives hoping for answers, only to be told the records are missing. So the only place that could give you a chance to start your Portuguese citizen process is now saying that they can't help you in any way. At this point, you would probably say, "Pain Stokes." Now, I've handled several cases where people lose essential documents and it's often challenging to figure out where to start. At first, I too felt helpless, not knowing how to help them through the maze of missing records and complicated government procedures like, for example, try doing the birth reconstruction in Goa and see what happens. That's some crazy shit. But there was one case that really taught me something valuable. A unique approach that helped me crack these kind of cases. So stay tuned till the end to find out how I cracked this unique case. One of my clients, let's call him Jerry Jaypal, for short Jay. So Jay was born and brought up in Mumbai, where his family settled long ago for better job opportunities. Over time, his family built a stable life in Mumbai and now even have their own house in the city. So every month, Jay and his family used to come together for this special gathering. They shared stories, relived old memories, and especially spoke about the good old times in Goa. During one of these family gatherings, Jay discovered that his grandmother was born and raised in Goa, where she later married. She only moved to Mumbai when Jay's father got a job there in around 1967. Interestingly, Jay's father was also born in Goa in 1940, back when it was still under the Portuguese rule. So after Jay's father shifted to Mumbai, he started his new life and soon married Jay's mum. Now, when Jay learned about the benefits of having a Portuguese passport, like, freedom to live and work anywhere in Europe, he felt compelled to start his journey towards his Portuguese citizenship. Now, he could have easily completed this process as per his family inheritance. His grandmother was from Goa, his father was from Goa, so pretty straightforward, right? But no, his process was stuck for 4 years because of this very issue. So before we dive into the complexities of Jay's case, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Jason, the founder of TIC Global. And what do? We handle all the boring and lengthy paperwork for you so you can get your hands on your Portuguese passport. With a 99% success rate, we believe that if you're stuck at any point in this maze of Portuguese passport, we can surely rescue you. So now let's get back to the story. So to take this process further, Jay then decided to reach out to his aunt in Goa for help and requested her to visit the archives in Goa to locate his father's and grandmother's birth certificates, essentially documents for his Portuguese citizenship application. So since his father was born in 1940, his aunt began checking the 1940s records. And since his grandmother was born before 1914, his aunt looked into the archives for the records. So after some searching, his aunt successfully found his father's birth registration on Goa Online, which was pretty easy. However, despite her best efforts, she couldn't locate any records for Jay's grandmother born in 1913. In fact, she made several trips to the archives consulting with officials, but ultimately the records were nowhere to be found. Frustrated by the dead end, Jay's aunt then shared the situation with him and suggested that he reach out to an agent in Goa for further assistance. Now, as this was a rare case, most agents in Goa did not know what to do in this situation. In fact, he did try an agent who took his money, gave him some gyan on how he would help him, and did absolutely fucking nothing. Now, Jay continued working with this stupid agent for over 2 years. In fact, it was because of this rubbish gyan Jay got from his agent, I made a special video on how to select the right agent for your Portuguese passport process. You can click on the link above to watch the video. So after wasting 2 years, the agent ends up declaring that he doesn't know how to start the process. It was at this point that Jay realized he fucked up. So the amount of time he took to confirm that he can't do the process for which he couldn't do in any case is fucking ridiculous. So just when he was about to give up on his dreams, he shared the situation with his cousin, and his cousin showed him one of my videos. Jay then took a chance and booked a one-on-one consultation call with me from the link mentioned in the description. So during a consultation, Jay shared his frustration explaining how he was beginning to lose hope. To be honest, at first I too didn't have a clear solution, but I took it on as a personal challenge and assured him that I'd find a way to complete this process. So soon, this is what I figured out Jay should do. Since the records for his grandmother was not found in the archives, Jay would first need to request for a no record found document from the archives in Goa. He would then need to request the church for a copy of the birth theor extract for his grandma. The church in turn would issue him a color copy of the birth theor extract from the church register for his grandmother. So here's the golden tip. Now, if the person was born before 1961 and you're using a birth theor from the church, I would also recommend you apply for the person's civil marriage certificate from Goa, which indicates that the person was indeed married in Goa before 1961. Next, Jay would then need to go to the Archbishop's house in Goa and request for the birth theor received from the church to be attested, after which the document would then have to be notarized from one of the registered notaries in Goa. He would then have to have the document stamped by the collector's office in Goa, after which he would have to contact and visit the Portuguese Embassy in Goa to finally have the document legalized. So with these steps, he would have successfully legalized his grandmother's birth theor. So having the birth theor on its own might not be sufficient. Remember, for individuals born before 1914 and married before 1961, a copy of the civil marriage certificate is also recommended to confirm the birth details when registering the birth in Portugal. These documents helped Jay prove that his grandmother was indeed born in Goa before 1961 and also met the requirements to register her birth for her Portuguese citizenship. Voila! And that's how it's done. If you have any questions about the video, drop a comment below. We love hearing from you and I love answering your questions. In case you are stuck in this complicated scenario like Jay, or for that matter any other scenario where you're finding it difficult, in the description below you will find a link where you can book a free one-on-one consultation with our team to help you with your process. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.